Hello! Today we're going to talk about consecutive integers word problems. So remember, when solving equations word problems, you need to write a let statement. You then write your equation, then solve your equation, write your answer statement, and then check your work. So when dealing with consecutive integers, if the problem just says consecutive integers, your first integer will always be x, your second integer will always be x plus 1, and your third integer will always be x plus 2. For consecutive even or odd integers, the first integer will always be x, the second integer will always be x plus 2, and the third integer will always be x plus 4. Many people think that with odd integers it would be x, x plus 1, and x plus 3. That is not the case, because let's say your first integer is 3. The second integer would be 2 more after that, which would be 5. The third integer would be 4 after that first, which would be 3 plus 4, which is 7. So, example 1, find 3 consecutive integers such that the sum of twice the smallest and 3 times the largest is 126. So I'm going to write let x equal the first integer, let x plus 1 equal the second integer, and let x plus 2 equal the third integer. So now I'm going to write my equation. So I did my let statement, now I'm going to write my equation. So it says such that, and now I'm reading this, the sum of twice the smallest, so I know I'm going to be adding twice the smallest, well the smallest is x, so that's going to be 2 times x, and so remember we're doing the sum, so plus 3 times the largest. So 3 times the largest, well, x plus 2 is going to be the largest. It'll be the third integer. So 3 times the largest, so 3 times x plus 2 is equal to 126. So now starting to simplify this, I'll distribute 3 times x and 3 times 2. So I have 2x plus 3x plus 3 times 2 is 6 equals 126. I'm now going to combine like terms. 2x and 3x is 5x plus 6 equals 126. Now I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides because I am solving this equation. And I get 5x equals 120. I'll continue up here. So 5x equals 120. And now I'm going to divide by 5. And 120 divided by 5 is 24. So my first integer is 24. My second integer would be 1 after that, which is x plus 1, which would be 25. My third integer, which is x plus 2, would be 26. Now checking this, I know that it says the sum of twice the smallest, so 2 times 24. I apologize, it should say 24, not 4. And 3 times the largest, so 3 times 26 is equal to 126. So I know that 2 times 24 is 48. I know that 3 times 26, so 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 is 7, And I know that, so we now have 48 plus 78, which equals 126. So it checks out. All right, so example 2 says find two consecutive even integers such that the sum of the larger and twice the smaller is 62. So notice how this one says even integers. So even integers, we're going to let x equal the first integer, and x plus 2 is going to represent the second integer. We are now going to write our equation. So it says the sum of the larger, so the larger is the second one, so x plus 2, and it says sum, so I'm going to do adding, twice the smaller, so 2 times the first, so 2 times x is equal to 62. Remember, is means equals. So now I'm going to add these, so x plus 2 plus 2x, the x and the 2x are like terms, so I'm going to combine them to get 3x plus 2 equals 62. Now I'm just solving that equation, so subtract 2 from both sides, 3x equals 60, and now divide by 3 on both sides, and you get x is equal to 20. So now we're going to do a check to see if that is right. So with the check, you're just checking what it says. So it says sum of the larger. Well, we got that the larger was x plus 2. So x plus 2, and I should write that, was 22. So it says the sum of the larger, so 22, plus twice the smaller, 2 times the smaller, which was 20, is equal to 62. So now I'm simplifying. 22 plus 2 times 20 is 40, is equal to 62. Excuse me, that should be a 62. And now 22 plus 40 is 62. So 62 equals 62. That is a true statement, so it checks out. Looking at one more, find 3 consecutive odd integers. So it says odd, so we know we're going to do that x plus 2, and x plus 4, such that the sum of the first and the third is greater than the second decreased by 18. So I'm going to first write my let statement. So it's let x equal the first integer, x plus 2 will be the second integer, and x plus 4 will be the third integer. Now it says such that the sum of the first, so the first, well, that was x, sum means plus, the third, well, the third was x plus 4, is equals 7 greater than the second decreased by 18. So 7 greater than means plus the second, which was x plus 2, and decreased by 18, minus 18. Okay? You can put parentheses around these, and in certain cases it's beneficial to. In this case, it doesn't really affect it by putting the parentheses. Again, the x plus 4 you could put parentheses around, and x plus 2 you could put parentheses around. And if there was any multiplication or division, I would say definitely put them, but since this is addition, it really doesn't affect it. All right, so now simplifying. So we have x plus x, well, that's 2x, plus 4 is equal to, well, now I'm going to do 7 plus 2, which is 9. So we have x plus 9 minus 18. And then we can simplify that 9 minus 18 to get a negative 9. So 2x plus 4 equals x minus 9. Simplifying further, we have x plus 4 equals negative 9. And now I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. I'll continue this up here. We have x plus 4 equals negative 9, and we subtract 4 on both sides to get x equals negative 13. So our first integer is negative 13. Our second integer, which is x plus 2, is negative 13 plus 2, which is negative 11. And our third integer, which is x plus 4, so x plus 4 is negative 13 plus 4, which is negative 9. All right, so now we're going to do our check. So our check says the sum of the first, so the sum of the first, well, the first was negative 13, and the third, plus negative 9, is equal to 7 greater than, so 7 plus the second, which is negative 11, decreased by 18, minus 18. Well, I know that negative 13 plus negative 9 is negative 22. And that's equal to 7 minus 11. Well, 7 minus 11, or 7 plus negative 11, is negative 4 plus negative 18. And negative 4 plus negative 18 is equal to negative 22. So we get negative 22 equals negative 22, and that checks out, so we know it is correct. So our first integer is negative 13, our second integer is negative 11, and our third integer, which I should have written, is negative 9. Great, let me know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day.